Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time it's real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out. Whenever you see me, don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Thought that you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out. Whenever you see me, don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Do-do-do. Hello, how are you? It's still morning. Shit, y'all know I never know what damn day it is, what time it is. It's always Friday in Lisa's world. Do you guys like my hat? And listen, contrary to the title, I have there's no agenda. I'm just gonna fly by by the seat of my pants, and I'm just gonna ad lib this whole thing. I have no earthly idea what we're gonna talk about. The reason I titled this Mother Truckers and a side order of BullHornBetty is because I just got this trucker hat the other day, and a clip of Betty inspired me to go put this hat on. And we are going to play it. And it was just one of her shorts. And it's one of those things where I kind of want to send her a thank you note. And at the same time, I'm like, Betty, Jesus God, Betty, I could help you. Betty, I swear I could really help you. But so when I saw her little short, I was going to say it's an oldie but a goodie, but it's not that old, but damn, is it good. I thought, oh, I have the perfect hat for the short. Can y'all see what this hat says? I'm going to zoom in close to the camera. Do you see what that is? It's a sloth. What's it say? Kinky. I really didn't. I'm a sucker for, but I'm an impulse buyer. And as I've gotten older, I've tried to make my impulse purchases less impulsive. Because you see, I wouldn't normally go out in the wild wearing a hat that says kinky on it. But I very much like the fact that that is a sloth, right? This hat is by a brand called The Farm. And it's kind of hard to tell, but the brim, what do they call this? Is this the bill or the brim? I'm not so familiar with trucker hats, but this is like a patent leather situation here. Then it's, regular mesh on the side. This is one of those snapbacks. And I think, am I supposed to leave this hologram on under here? I think I am. Isn't that what all the rappers do and all the cool kids who wear these? So when I saw that, and of course you're going to ask which came first, the hat or the video? The video. And after I saw her short, I was like, oh, mother truckers, I've got listen, I have a damn outfit or an accessory or a shoe for all occasions. And, yesterday I gave y'all some of my Halloween. Oh, look who's bringing his big, fat, sexy beast self through the door. Yes, Whoopi. Whoopi, we're going to have to talk about this, okay? Everything is not about you. Everything is about me. In this room, it's all about me. Yeah, I didn't really even plan on going live today. I had no big agenda. I am waiting on a new battery for my car, which should be here shortly. And I thought, you know what? We are going to look at that video of Betty because it's absolutely hilarious. And it's, kind of like I say, I'm an impulse buyer. Betty seems to be an impulse creator. And this one, she should have just, I think she should have thought a little more and passed what I think OnlyFans is a more appropriate place for that. And when you find the geriatric section of OnlyFans, let me know where it is, okay? Because I've had a few requests. I'm kidding. I not about having a few requests. That actually has happened. That makes me laugh. I'm like, nobody wants to see my old ass on OnlyFans, most especially the man I'm married to. and my adult son. Yeah, no, nope. Oh, hi, Whoops. How you doing? Here he comes. I don't know if y'all can you see? He's any minute now, he's going to jump in that chair. Of course, he's rather large, so he has to build a lot of forward momentum. He's got to kind of like a dog. Little dogs, before they jump up on something they're not supposed to be on, usually they have to kind of wind up like that. Whoopi's got to do the same thing. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. What are you doing? Well, apparently, even my cat is like, no, bitch, I don't want to hear it today. Okay, so I'm gonna say hi to the kids in class. Y'all, I got a lot of putting the funny aside for a moment. I got a lot of comments and emails about yesterday's show, and I promise I am going to answer all of the emails. That takes me more time, and I am horrible about my emails, even personal things like that. The only time that I'm guaranteed I'm going to check my email in a timely manner is when I'm expecting a package that I bought online so I can get the tracking number. that's when I'm Johnny on the spot checking those emails, but I promise I am going to check them. And I appreciate everybody who took the time to send one, whether you tell me. I have to say, just the little previews of the ones I've seen, people have been actually, several people reached out and, said thank you for coming at it as you did. And it truly, I only did it because I wanted Cam and Allie to know that, the actions of one shitbag, non-compassionate person do not. I hope that more people feel like I do than she does. Hey, AMAC, how are you? It's 63 degrees in Florida, I will have you know right now, which means in my house, it's probably 60, 61 degrees. I have very high ceilings and no carpeting. So it's always a little cooler in my house than outside, and I'm loving it. Was that McDonald's? Da, 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 da. Yes, I'm loving it. Yes, I'm loving this weather. Hi, Brittany. How are you? Chris Crest, good morning. SoFlo Mama in the house. LCT4, good morning. Hey, Blank Slate, how you doing? There's my crazy nurse. You know what we forgot to do the other day that I wanted to do when you were on panel? And maybe we can do a little bit of it today, is take questions from the chat for you. I'm sure people had tons of questions for you. So we could do a little bit of that. I figured we'll go on TMZ and see what the celebutards are up to. There was something else. Oh, a little bit of, we'll check the news and see what's going on. Besides the sad stuff, I don't want to talk about the war in Israel. That is, oh God, it's so atrocious. What a mess. I feel so badly for everyone over there. Oh, whoa, we have a celebrity in the house. I mean, am I going to see you when I click on TMZ? Dolly Vision? You're on time to hate on BHP. Now, stop lying. You don't want to hate on her. And actually, I'm not even going to hate on her. I'm going to laugh at her, but I'm not going to hate on her. Especially after I saw her wearing her coffee shirt. And it was something about Christians, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Deanna. How are you? Grandma Sherry. How you doing? Come on, mouse. What's going on here? Hi, Tia. Refreshing. I was going to say, I didn't get that lucky that I was almost at the bottom. We went almost all the way back to the top. Truth hurts and karma's a bitch. Oh, God, I love that. Yes, it is. Hey, Glory, how you doing? Am I still on the island? And I swear to God, when I said that I have never in my life seen not 1 minute of Survivor, that is the God's honest truth. I mean, I kind of have an idea of how it works. Didn't they have that? What would they call that? They would have a meeting at the end of every episode. See, we couldn't do that here on YouTube. Can you imagine people on YouTube trying to actually have some kind of a drum circle, prayer circle, flower circle, board meeting? No, there would be bloodshed. Oh, I did see. I saw something very interesting this morning, and no, I'm not going to name any names. I'm going to say this: it's always nice to be vindicated in your thoughts on someone. That's all I'm going to say. And what goes around very much does come around. Yes, it does. But you see, discretion really is the better part of valor. You don't have to say every little thing that rolls between your two ears. No. Good morning, wine, crime, and mayhem. Love that name too. Some of you guys have the greatest names. One who was here yesterday, as a matter of fact, that I hadn't seen in a while, Sherlock Homie. Oh my God, I love that name. I just think that is so brilliant. James Blonde 007, another brilliant name. I was like, damn, is somebody coming through my kitchen door? I know my husband is going to be back shortly, but oh no, it's just Whoopi. It's this morning, their food bowl was empty because I feed them twice a day, and they all eat from the same bowl, and it's it's exactly the quantity it's supposed to be. And believe it or not, the fat bastard is not, he eats slightly more than the other two, but he's not eating his body weight in kibble, okay? Because I wouldn't give him that much. I love that cat. I want him to be around as long as possible. But this morning, I always take the dog out first, and then I, fill up the food bowl. And I basically make, it's like a lap that I make. The dog, the door for the cats on the porch, coffee for me, then to the pantry to fill their bowls up. And I guess I forgot this morning. I got busy doing something else. And probably about an hour ago, I filled the bowl up, and my husband was in stitches. He said, "Oh my God, look at Fat Boy running. He is hauling ass." Oh, yeah. He definitely, he is big boned, that's for sure. He's never been skinny, not even in his dreams. But he does. He definitely is not a fan of missing any meals or any kibble. And do you know that I have got the only 3 cats in the world? Well, probably not, but it's pretty rare. They do not like tuna fish. They do not like usually once a week or once every 10 days, my husband makes blackened mahi out on the grill in a cast iron skillet to blacken it, which, oh God, I love. And I really love that it's outside so it doesn't smell up the house, and I don't have any dishes to do. But they don't like real fish. Whoopi is the only one that cares about dairy of any kind. He will straight up stalk a bitch when she's trying to eat her Fruity Pebbles. I mean, he will, and usually I'm sitting on the couch eating them, watching YouTube, and he'll come up and he'll just start headbutting me. And, he does weigh almost as much as me. So when he is trying to get into that Fruity Pebble milk, I'm like, listen, slow your roll. I'm saving some for you at the end. And I do. I always save some for him. But yeah, the iPad too. If he wants my attention, because I've got one of those keyboards on my iPad, he will come and put his paw on. First, he'll headbutt the screen to try and get me to, usually this is what he wants. He wants to be scratched under here. He loves these. But if headbutting the iPad screen does not work, he has no problems at all just putting his paw right on the keyboard. I'm telling you, that cat is smart as a whip, and I'm pretty sure he's a dog in a big, fat, sexy beast body. Now, all y'all out there who, think I'm from the underworld and I'm, the Antichrist, don't be calling PETA on me, okay? I've got very, very well loved and taken care of animals. Oh. Hey, nonsense. Oh, well, thank you. You like my hat? I have a lot of I love hats, period. But I wear a fair amount of baseball hats, trucker hats, call them what you will. Are they the same thing? Is a trucker hat the same as a baseball hat? I think it's just this, the bill or the brim is deeper. Hey, laugh at life. Thank God you told me that, because I swear to you, I was looking at that thing and I'm like, why the hell? What's kinky about a sloth? Okay, so it's called a kinkajoe. See that? I swear to you, I learn something new every day. Whether it's out in the wild or here in the jungles of YouTube. Truthfully, I have never even heard of that thing before. A kinkajoe? It looks just like a little sloth, doesn't it? Or, actually, does that look more like a lemur? Huh. Well, damn. Thank you so much. Because I'm telling you, I bought 2 of these, and as I was waiting to pay for it, I kept looking at it and I'm like, why are you buying a hat that says that? I like the materials too. I like the juxtaposition of the black patent. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's patent leather, although I don't know, it might be. If the price was indicative, then it's patent leather. But what's hard to see is this is like faux fur. So thank you so much for telling me I get the joke now. Finally, I'm used to being, I am the joke. Now I get the joke. Oh gosh. If other people could laugh at themselves, oh my God, like, let me tell you, that goes so far. There is nothing that will endear you. I'm trying to think of a really diplomatic way of saying what I want to say, because I don't want it to come off like I don't want it to come off. But let's say you're going somewhere, you're going to some event, or maybe you're going to meet new people, whatever the case may be. Let's just say you're in some place that you're maybe a little concerned might be unfriendly, literally and figuratively, I guess. believe me when I tell you, one of the best ways to maybe have people see you in a different light that wouldn't necessarily be their first snap reaction, if you can bust on yourself, it I can't state enough how much that will do to show people who might otherwise not think that you would be somebody they would want to, give a chance to get to know or whatever. I'm telling you, it's never failed. Not once. Now, of course, when I leave the room, they might say, oh my God, she's horrible. But she is kind of funny. Now, it helps if you're naturally inclined. I tell you what, I don't know too many people that I think are genuinely funny. Anybody can have a sense of humor. Not everybody is funny. Well, there's people who try and fail badly. But I think you can always tell when somebody is funny or entertaining, and it doesn't seem forced. It's just natural. I actually hold myself back from saying there are things just for, diplomatic purposes that I refrain from saying. I truly do. Oh. Oh, no, that's a new name. Country Sunset. Oh, I love that avatar. It's so pretty. Hi, welcome. Hey, V Caser, how are you? Oh, here's Anastasia, my eyebrow lady. I love an Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow kit. And Anastasia, anytime I see your name, I'm sorry. Right away, I go to eyebrow palettes. Oh boy. Please tell me the chat's not getting riled up. Glow with Glow. Good morning. Oh, it's afternoon, isn't it? Yes, we are officially into the afternoon. It's been 5 minutes. Ooh, 57 in Alabama. That actually sounds heavenly. Angie B. Good afternoon. Ooh, 53 in Oregon. AMAC, I'm surprised it's 53. I would have thought it would have been, I would have thought 53 in Oregon would be a summer day. Oregon is one of the states I believe I had a layover in the airport one time, but I've never actually seen Oregon. And I know it is absolutely spectacular. And that is definitely someplace I want to go. Do you have a guest room by any chance? Hey, Christina Logan, how are you? Amy M. Ooh, ER doc was fired at Lennoxville. God, I'm doing a prayer garden. Jesus, stop. Absolutely. Prayer garden. How is that illiterate viper? Oh, you know what, Amy? God, and I did kind of hint at this yesterday. Well, I didn't hint at it. I just came right out and said it. And I should know better because I know that not only is this politics, this is the whole ball of wax. This is politics. This is religion. It's a whole lot of I should be old enough and smart enough to know not to touch any of this with a 10-foot pole. But it is happening right now. And I have no problem with anybody's opinion. It's it's I the remark I made yesterday about the students at it was either Harvard or Princeton, with their giant banners with very much anti-American sentiments. Get the fuck out of here if you don't like it. That's my snap um feelings on the matter. And I personally very much believe that, and we can pull this up and look at it, because I don't know a thing about it. This is the first I'm seeing. I hate to admit this, you all, but after the last election, I had such news media fatigue from, just all of it, that I was like, I don't even want to watch this shit anymore. I don't need to watch the news. I'm over it. My husband pays attention to everything on all kinds. He follows news from the left, the right, the BBC, because that's pretty much the only thing in the middle that I know of. So I know that if anything major happens, he of course comes out and tells me, "Oh God, the blah, blah, blah." And this whole war that is going on in the Middle East, it's I'm not watching it for multiple reasons, but I have started watching a little more lately because I'm very concerned that this is going to start spreading further. I'm afraid we're going to end up in it. And it's a very dangerous, volatile situation that's going on there that has far-reaching consequences that I absolutely assure you, I hope to God it doesn't happen, but we could very much get pulled into this in a very real kind of way. And let's not forget that Pakistan has nukes. The Iranians, I mean, I think they're still on their bullshit of, oh no, there's nothing to see here. After Biden sent them that fucking pallet of shrink wrapped money, that we don't know what happened to that. I believe they absolutely have enriched uranium. I think that this has, anybody who thinks that this thing is just, oh, well, we don't need to worry about it because it's just the Israelis and the Palestinians and the Gaza Strip, and no, it's not. It could get very serious, but for us, it's horrific for all the people involved. This right here, though, to me, if you are a physician, I don't care what your job is, you're at work to do your job. You're not at work. If she made a post like this, if it was made while she was on the clock, I have problems with that, because it's not the time or place for you to be putting your political, your religious, any of that out there. And I'm not going to say that, well, here's what I'll say. If I was a physician and I was working at a hospital like Lenox Hill, which there was just a docuseries in the last 5 years, I believe, about Lenox Hill and several of the doctors that work there. I can't remember the name of it. It was on Netflix and it was fantastic. One was a neurosurgeon, one was a cancer specialist. I think one was trauma in the ER. They don't need, if you value your position, See, this is one of those things. It's a sticky situation because, of course, she's got every right to feel however she wants to feel. But just for me personally, if it was me, if I was a physician at Lenox Hill Hospital, and I will tell you that there is a very large Jewish community in New York City as a whole. This hospital is no exception. For me, my job that I'm assuming she loves and makes probably quite a nice living at. Well, the place maybe to make a statement like that is at a party when you're amongst your friends or like-minded people. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't begrudge the woman her opinion at all. But, what's more important, ma'am? You're putting your opinion out there publicly, especially if she did it using her name, Dr. Susie Smith from Lenox Hill. I just think that's foolish. I think it's stupid, but that's me. Oh, but yeah, it's just bad. I'm going to follow it a little closer than I have been. When I said yesterday that I was an empath, I am, and I can't, especially when you have children. It hurts my soul to see the destruction, and my God, all these poor. Did y'all see God, this was so sad. There is a woman that is, I think she's still stuck. Her two nieces came on Cuomo, News Nation. I think he's on News Nation now. He was interviewing people, and I think most of them were Americans who had families stuck there. And these two girls came on to plead with Egypt to please open up a humanitarian corridor, basically, to let aid workers give them a path out, because Egypt has thus far said no. We are not opening up any kind of refugee camp on our borders, despite, I guess, we're asking them to do that. But their aunt, who is 70, I think she's 71 years old, she is over there making prosthetic limbs for children out of, they said, very rudimentary materials that are available there. And I'm assuming that she does it with little to no compensation because, that's what a humanitarian aid worker does. Much like I'm a humanitarian aid worker, I try and help a lot of these ass clowns here on YouTube. No, she's dedicated her life in service of other people, children for the most part, and she's trapped there, and it's just so sad. No matter what you think about either side, it's like because here's the bottom line. There's nothing good comes from any of this. Everybody loses. It's mass destruction everywhere. And for what? The same piece of sand that they've been arguing about since the beginning of time. This is nothing new. And I think there's no winners. Everyone loses. And that is not to say that I don't understand why it's got to happen. But it's still, when it's all said and done, we're just going to have a bunch of slaughtered people. And there's no upside. It's horrible. I just hate it. I hate it for everyone involved. It's awful. My husband will call himself that sometimes, even though he's not. But yeah, anytime I say fat bastard, I'm talking about Whoopi. Oh God. Yeah, there's some, you know what? I didn't realize there's a lot of people who really love a fat cat. Damn, I really think I should get him an agent and get him to work. Oh. Yeah, Deanna, I feel like, I mean, I know this is, oh God, we're opening up Pandora's box here. I know it's going to get me in trouble, but I agree. Here's the thing. We all have the right to freedom of speech, but the caveat to that is with that come, you can say it. That doesn't mean that there will be no consequences. And I just feel like, you know, you don't have to make your opinion, especially in something that is so polarizing as this. You don't have to publicly make your opinion. You just don't. So I think that, listen, she's a doctor. I'm going to assume she's got some smarts, you know, some wherewithal. So to me, she consciously made that decision, and she will, I guess, deal with whatever comes from it. Oh, am I not on Turtle Island? Oh God, I just ordered new suitcases and shit. Do I have to send them back? Oh, Santa brings your cat sardines. I'm telling you, mine are so weird. They do not care about things that cats normally like. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Oh, Cambry, you had a Maine Coon. There's something about a Maine Coon. They're the closest thing to a dog that any cat is. Hey, Zen, how are you? Damn it. Come on, mouse. Hi, Julie. Net with a snapback is a trucker hat. Okay, then this is a trucker hat because it's definitely a snapback and it's net on the sides. Hi, Nicole, LTL. Refresh. I don't know. I don't go to trap houses. I don't, you know, that's one of those situations. I think anything probably goes. I don't think that's probably one of the least judgmental places there are. No dress code. Come as you are. Hi, Zuma. ZMM, Zim. That's definitely a new name. Welcome. Okay, well, Whoopi's pushing. He goes anywhere between 28 pounds at his when he's dieting to get into his skinny jeans. He's 28 pounds, and he can go all the way up to 30. Oh, I will tell you this, and I learned this from my vet. He was acting weird one day. He didn't want to eat, and not only did he not want to eat, he was not sociable like he usually is. Like one of my girlfriends was over that he loves, and always she's got a dog, so he always makes a beeline for her. You know, he rubs his face on her shoes. Well, he was just acting. I knew something was wrong. So I called the vet. I took him in, and he had a fever, and they gave him a big old injection of steroids and something else. But the vet said to me, the next 24 hours, you must get him to eat. It's very important. And if he doesn't, he could die. And I was like, holy shit. He said, whatever you can get him to eat. Oh, and at that time, and this is still one of his go-tos, Noosa yogurts. And I swear to God, when I take the lid off and I make the first pull of that foil, he will come running. He knows what that is. So the vet said, get him anything you can get him to eat, give it to him. And I had to hand feed him. The rest of that day, I fed him like, I think every 2 hours. I set an alarm, and I would take a spoon with Noosa on it, strawberry, that's his favorite, and he ate it. But for some reason, the vet said, when you've got a cat that is that big, in a normal weight cat, and listen, he's not overfed, he doesn't have diabetes, he doesn't have any of that. He's just Maine Coons are huge. So the vet said that whenever you've got a cat that weighs that much, if they do not eat for any length of time, there's something that goes on internally where like the body will kind of start attacking itself, kind of thing. And the vet said we don't worry about that in a regular weight cat. They can go a couple days. It's not a big deal. So fortunately, but that's just anybody who's got a really big cat. I had never heard that before, but it is very much true. So there you go. Evan Eisner, how are you? Okay, now wait a minute. Is this Groundhog Day? Because I swear, didn't you say the same exact thing yesterday? Hey, listen, you do you. You want to hear a funny story about dudes wearing skinny jeans? We have somebody in the family who is related to my son on my son's side of the family, which is not my husband now. So on my son's side of the family, there's a family member that I can't give too much information because it would dox him, but let's just say that he also wore women's skinny jeans, and he was a very famous like I said, I can't give too much information because it would dox at least my son. Let's just say he was in fashion in some capacity. That's all I'll say. But he was a fan of skinny jeans. You know what? Listen, the most important thing is you feel good in it. I'm not going to go so far as to say, oh, well, if you like it, you'll look good in it. If you feel good, you'll look good. You will. That is true in the respect that you will project confidence. Because if you feel good and comfortable in what you're wearing, you will. You sit straighter. You'll pull your shoulders back. The same reason women wear high heels. They elongate your leg. They, just. Oh, I could make a really gratuitous comment, right? Yeah, sorry. Men, I know most of you probably don't wear high heels, but I'm pretty sure if there was something you all could do that would add a few inches, well, you all would do it too. Although never mind. I've already gone too far with that. Further than I should have. But yes, if you feel good in it, then you know what? Who cares? Ooh, Petty Pebbles. I love that name. Is that a new name? I think it is. Welcome. Kathy says, I'm not missing anything about Oregon. Isn't it beautiful, though? I've always heard that the coastline is just absolutely gorgeous. You know what's funny? There's a couple colors that they work very well with my coloring, and I don't necessarily like them, but I'll wear them every once in a while. And bright orange is one of them. Another one is chartreuse. Hey, been dreaming. How are you? Hand mowing. Hey, it's good exercise. My husband will do we have a big riding, like a zero turn deal, because when you've got acreage, most people do. But there's times when my husband, and not all of ours isn't mowed, maybe like maybe one. And there's a lot of landscape, but my husband will push mow do it not the damn like leave it to beaver era push mower, but you know what I'm talking about, like what you're gonna do. I bet. I mean, I think it was a very big misstep for that doctor to be, especially something so damn polarizing. Like, it, why would you feel however you want to feel? But to be, no. I mean, yes, it's her right to do it, but she also has to deal with whatever comes from it. Was she just reprimanded? Oh, she was fired. Oh, we're pulling this up. We need to look at this. This will be interesting. I'll just Google it in just 1 second. Yes, and the ironic part is I'm sure quite a large majority of those involved, well, they'll know what the latter part of that, the Lord of the Flies, but I bet they either have never heard of Animal Farm, don't know what it is, have certainly not read it, and if they do, they couldn't tell you who wrote it either. But yes, it is very much, yeah, like back in the day, back in the Stone Age when I went to school, we actually had to read classics books. Yes. uh Animal Farm was one, George Orwell. Lord of the Flies, the oh, and it came up the other day. I put it in a chat. It was about something about a wall, which made me think there was a story we had to read in English. Probably it wouldn't have been freshman year. Do y'all remember the Cask of Amontillado? I think that was Poe that wrote that. And there was another one. Oh, one that I absolutely hated. And somebody actually brought it up the other day in a live I was listening to. 100 Years of Solitude, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, I think it was. Oh, I hated that book. Oprah made it one of her book picks. Yeah, I was like, no, bitch. I read it in high school. I hated it then. I'm damn sure not reading it for fun now. Another piece of advice for anybody who cares and has little kids: one of the best gifts you can give your children, read to them early and often, and require them to read. It's It's so important. It builds vocabulary. There's no downside to reading. Mystery Murder Chic. Good afternoon. Hey, Scorpio Sting. How are ya? Listen, there are things that I fall in line with Betty's opinions on. There are few, but there are. Yeah, like no countries. We have, for people who do it properly, here, I think we take in more people who want to become citizens here in this country than and have. Do you know that and I learned this from, who knew that those ass clowns on 90 Day Fiance could actually teach you something? Do you know that and I think I have some Brits here in the chat. Let's see, it's the other way. So I was watching 90 Day Fiance the other way, and it was, oh God, this dude, like, I liked her. I wanted to punch him in his face. I can't remember their names, but he came from Colombia. He had a giant afro. He fancied himself a rapper. He sucked ass. He wore outrageous costumes. Like, listen, there are dudes who've got game who can pull off what that guy just looked like a clown in. He had no swagger. So on him, it looked like a costume because that's what it was. He'd wear like sunglasses in the shape of a heart. He'd have all of his flea market knockoff, fake bootleg designer shit. And if anybody knows their name, put it in the chat. I liked her a lot. So he was from Colombia. She lived in the UK, somewhere in England. Do you know that? And why we don't do this? I have no clue. We should. For him to get his visa to stay there, she got pregnant. And she already had a teenage son living at home who seemed like a great kid, and he couldn't stand that clown. I'm with you, dude. I feel ya. They have to take a test to show that they speak the language. At least, I don't think they have to be fluent right away, but they have to demonstrate that they have at least a basic grasp on speaking English. Now, why don't we do that? Gee, I don't know. We should. I feel like I have anybody who does it the right way legally. I don't care where you're from. Come on in, especially if you can contribute. My God, some of these countries like Venezuela, people trying to leave these oppressive regimes where they don't have toilet paper, for Christ's sake. Do you remember in Venezuela when their money was devalued so badly? And believe it or not, I know, because my husband very much is into finance and follows all of this. I'm not going to make a fool of myself and try and I understand a lot of it when he tells me about it, because we'll start talking about something and I'm like, okay, so tell me, how does this work and what does this mean? So while I have it up here and I have a grasp on it and I can understand it, kind of like the English make you have a little bit of a grasp on their language before allowing you to come on in, stay a while. their money was so devalued. The inflation was so out of this world that, yeah, a loaf of bread is $150. Because much like this country tries to do, they were just, I used to ask this question. Because listen, y'all, I'm not a finance person. I'm really good at one thing involving money, and that's spending it. But that was weird. I do now understand why. And listen, when I say this, don't you be sitting back in your seat going, "Oh, no, how stupid is she? I've never asked that question." Well, I have. Why the hell can't we just print more money? And then my husband explained the gold standard and how the money has to have something backing the money. That's what gives it the value. So Venezuela just did that. They're like, "Oh, well, we'll just make more." But there was nothing backing it to make it, worth. That's why. And people who want to get out of places like that, hell yes, come on. But you have to do it right. And even when people come here illegally, we still, well, here we are. What did we used to call it? I know at one time it was called, the policy was called wet foot, dry foot. But I think that was back in the time of the Mariel boat lift, Cuba, and a lot of the Cubans fleeing the Castro regime. And Florida is, I believe, by boat, and I don't mean the boats like they were fleeing in. I'm not talking homemade jobs, but if you were in a speedboat, I think it's no more than 2 hours, I don't think, from Miami to Cuba. Like the opening scene of Scarface, okay? That was the Mariel boat lifts. That's what they were, when he first came. And remember, they were in like that refugee camp under a bridge. That all very much happened in Florida back in the 70s. That is why Miami has such a huge Cuban community. And at one time it was called wet foot, dry foot, which quite literally meant you could have 1 foot in, Cuban. No. If they made it to our shores and they got 1 foot on the shore, on the sand, they could have 1 foot in the water and you're here. You've made it. But now it's just, a giant free-for-all. But I mean, nobody's against. This is a country of immigrants. We want, but what we should want is the best and the brightest, not somebody else's criminals and problems that just happen to wander on in. My husband told me that when the way it is supposed to work, when you are fleeing a country or a regime, whatever you want to call it, and you are seeking asylum, it is supposed to be the first country that you come into from where you're fleeing. That is where you are supposed to seek asylum and stay. At least that's what he told me. Hey, Cheesy Weezy, how are you? Oh, I didn't know she had a merch line. I don't know why. I need to put her into my search queue because I like her and I've definitely seen her I guess I never subscribed. I need to do that. Oh yeah, that's what I need. I just need one more thing that I can spend money on that I don't need. Oh boy, you guys, the holidays are coming. Oh my God, Julie, my husband told me that the Ukrainians are just like, he said, that is so bad. They are just, I mean, when that conflict first really started ramping up, I was paying attention to it, but I haven't paid much attention lately. But he said to me, it's bad everywhere right now. He said the Ukrainians are just absolutely being slaughtered. Russia is just taking more and more for themselves. Y'all, this world is a mess. It truly is. I mean, I don't have the answers, but we need a new president. I know that. Thank God we'll be getting one. And I'm pretty sure that anybody would be better than the one we presently have. So, hey, Ange Carter. Well, girl, I thank you for coming by. Don't you worry. I love the replay gang too. Oh my God, that's true? Oh, that's right. I remember. I know you're not allowed to talk about certain VAC. Yeah. Okay, I will definitely heed that. Yep. Thank you. That is so weird. God. Hey, Queen Bee. How are you? I thank you for stopping on by. I'll tell you what, something came up the other day. Something came up the other day in my feed that was not anything that I looked at on YouTube. This was something I looked at on my my cable. That's not, we'll just say not traditional. And sure as shit, it showed up in my YouTube feed, something regarding that. And I was like, wow, they are listening. Absolutely, they're listening. All right, so are we talking all of the above, like any kind of conflicts, like current events, as in the Middle East, all of that? I'm assuming that's what we're talking about. Oh God, it's so absurd, but y'all know I'm always way behind in the chat because I have ADHD and I get off on these tangents. And wow, that is so crazy. All right, well, I will, yeah, we'll go to celebrity gossip. How about that? And it's just as well, because these are very polarizing things, and I haven't paid enough attention to it to, talk. I just have the basics, and it's all good. Thank you. I appreciate you all telling me, and trust me. Like I said, we'll talk about the celebrities. All right, come on. Hey, Heather B. Beachy, how you doing? Queen Bee, did you get your package yet? I was going to check that number, but I forgot. Text me when you do. I'm sure you would anyway, but hey, KB. Tell me again, you guys, what this thing is called on here. A kinkajo? Kinkajo? Hey, Grain, how you doing? Well, Grain, since I don't think we're here when I explained the hat. Can you see what's on it and what it says? When I bought this, I was like, what's kinky about a sloth? And then, of course, I was like, well, I don't know. I don't care. I think it's cute. I'm going to buy it. But I was like, I don't get it. What is the correlation between these two things? And somebody in the chat told me, oh, that's not a sloth. It's a kinkajoe, which I'm assuming is an animal we do not have. Hey, twin thing. Queen Bella, Beer Can Island. How you doing, Beer Can? Beer Can, do you know that someone else, hey, Mint Mama, someone else that, a friend of mine, she's got a very close friend that she had some kind of an aneurysm, and she was incredibly lucky. They not only did they save her life, they did, but she had some really bad side effects from that, neurological. And one thing is her eye. She lost one of her eyes. I think she's still got a little bit of vision, but the muscles were damaged. It's a whole thing. But I told her, I said, look, you need to go down. I don't even know if insurance will pay for it, but who cares? She was a corporate professional and can afford it if they won't pay for it. I told her, go to this place in Miami, Bascom. I can't remember the other part of the name, but she is going next, I think the beginning of next week. I have told at least 3 people, you, somebody I know in my real life, and now her. And I hope she also has a good result. If anybody can do it, they can. Queen Bee, is it cold where you are? It's funny because as I walk the dog and I'm, well, not the last 2 days, I haven't been sweating because Florida's down into the low 60s. But usually when I'm out there sweating in the middle of the day, and I've listened to people on YouTube talk about, sweaters and fall festivals. And I always have to sit back and go, what the hell's fall? Must be nice to have fall. And I have a lot of family that live places that get extremely cold. So, hey, Daisy Jones, girl, you're not late. I've just been like, blah, 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 about nothing. I'm good at that. Hey, Be Still, Woodstock, Beverly, refresh. Hey, Bama G, y'all are gonna have to give me a some of the like verboten words that we can't say or things we can't talk about. I'm very appreciative that y'all told me that because, and granted, it took me a little while to see it, but hey, Fit and Curvy, how are you? Always tell me if I'm doing something that's gonna, get me in trouble. I definitely want to know. Hey, Shanna B. Oh, have you never met Whoopi before? Yes, Whoopi's about 28 to 30 pounds of a big old fat sexy beast. 40-pound cat. Oh yeah, see, when Whoopi had to go to the vet when he was sick, first thing they did was test him for diabetes, which thank God he did not have. He's just big bone. He's big boned did. Oh, who turned the heat off in Florida? Don't you worry. You know it's going to be back in the next, probably by tomorrow. I need to I'll look at my little weather app and see. Hi, Truth Seeker. Ooh. That's a new name, I think. Hi, welcome. You're not late. You're rarely late here because no matter what it is I'm here to do, it takes me forever. And today I don't even know what I'm here to do. It always takes me forever to get there. Ooh, this is an interesting. Let me read this. Should I do a prayer garden? Why is this not? Oh, there we go. I'll say, why isn't it showing? What would you do? Pray for an earthquake. Pray for an earthquake to just open up and suck sinkhole. If you're in Florida, we have a shit ton of sinkholes. So either sinkhole or earthquake. Let me tell you. Okay. Obviously, there's one part that's more problematic. Okay, let's see here. Okay, when you say butt exposed, are we talking thong situation? Well, here's what I'll say. It could have been worse, okay? You could have been commando. Don't, ladies, once you get to be a certain age like me, you actually do understand why your mother would tell you to make sure that, you wear undergarments and you know matching is not necessary, but I'm a weirdo, so I try to do that, but only because I do think, oh God, like if they had to just cut my clothes right off of me, at the least I can help mitigate the uh, mortifying feelings by at least matching my lingerie. But oh, so it could have been worse. Okay, it could have been commando. That would have been. In that case, I would have said, put a for sale sign in the front yard and move to a new neighborhood where they don't know you. I don't think there's anything you can do in this situation except laugh at yourself. Of course you're dying inside and you want to like just cry, but I think the best you could hope for is to try and like make light of. Oh, trust me, I've not had it that to that extent, but I have fallen. One time I was walking out of a store, a chain that we don't even have anymore. What the hell was that called? Oh, Rite Aid. I know Rite Aid is in a lot of the Midwest and the center of the state. But for a short period of time back in I think the 80s, we had them here. And I was walking out of one and they had those sliding electric doors. And I don't know what happened, but boom, I was walking out and just face first right into that door. And I naturally just kept on walking and act like it never happened. And I swear to you, I got to my car and I probably should have gone back in and said, do you see what? Because I think the door was malfunctioning, because I would not have ever, obviously, they have stickers on them that, I don't, to this day, I couldn't tell you how it happened, but yeah, it honestly, I think for most women, if given the choice and you have to fall in public, the best you can hope for is that nobody saw. Like, oh God, give me a broken bone. I'll take it. But as long as nobody saw it, yes, it can definitely be. So I guess it goes without saying that unless you really love that particular store and you don't have other ones nearby, yeah, I wouldn't. I I think I'd let a little time go by before I revisit it. But in the big scheme of things, you know that. Well, here in Florida, there's so many old people. Shit like that happens all the time. It's like it's a given that whatever store you're in, at some point, an ambulance is going to be out in the front of. There's just a lot of old people here. Oh, yes. Oh, God, I am so far behind. Oh, God, I could not stand him. I wanted to punch him in his face. Big Ed. Oh, God. You know, I haven't followed Big Ed's happenings since I watched his season. Was he on? I know they put him on multiple franchises. What was her name? That sweet girl that he she was from the Philippines. That was so gross. Ugh. To me, he's nothing but uh a SX tourist. That's all a lot of these people are. But he definitely gave me like, oh. So yes, I think Big Ed's disgusting. You know what surprises me? If you think about the franchises, most of them come from the same places over and over each season. Uh, Colombia is always one. There's a lot of Philippines. I think there's another one that has a lot of people come from there. Oh, see, like I don't know anything about. I don't know who Liz is. Let me tell you, if you want to listen to the funniest podcast in the world about the 90-day situations, they do have a YouTube channel, but they didn't. Last I knew, they posted very little content, but there was some. 90 day. Oh wait, they had to change their name. They used to be called 90 Day Gays, and now what the hell do they call themselves now? It's two gay guys that have been best friends forever. And they get together in the one dude's apartment I think it was on Wednesdays, and they would record their podcast. And when I tell you that they are absolutely hilarious, I loved them. I tell you what, listening to that podcast got me through some. Hey, Georgia, how are you? Listening to them got me through some very difficult times when I was dealing with my best friend dying of cancer. A lot of times she'd have to go and have, infusions and treatment, the very little bit of the time that she was not in the hospital. And they were always, oh my God, they were always so far behind. And COVID was still a concern. So at that time, nobody could come in because, and I totally understood. You've got a hospital full of very sick people with no immune systems. So you'd have to just hang out. You'd either have to go. I tried to always hang out in the parking lot or very close by, because otherwise I was just going and spending money shopping. So I would listen to them. I'd save up episodes and I would listen to them as I was sitting in the parking lot waiting for her. And when I tell you it was hours sometimes, oh, yeah, that. How are you, Willow? I haven't seen you in a long time. Ooh, can you hear the ambulance? Oh, God. Oh, sorry, sciatic. I'm going to have to stand up in a minute. Look at that. Wasn't I just talking about an ambulance? And there you go. I rest my case. Florida. There's as many ambulances as school buses. All right. Hi, Wise Angel UK. How are you doing? All right, we're almost at the bottom. Hey, Skip to my Lou, how you doing? Okie crime news. Ooh, death by chocolate. Well, I need to remember to say that more often. I'm usually more on the father mucker. I have a funny story about when my son was little. Oh my God, there's Sherlock Holmes. Did you hear me talking about you? Earlier, I said somebody had a really clever screen name, and I said, oh God, some of y'all have the best names like Sherlock Holmes, and here you are. See, like Beetlejuice, I summoned you. You know what? I thought it was a sloth too, but it's not. Look, do you see what it says? And yes, I am that dumbass who would buy a hat that she didn't even understand. Like, why would anybody say a sloth is kinky? But I like the hat, and I was like, oh, it's cute. I'm buying it. But it is not a sloth. That is, in fact, a kinkajo. I'm assuming that comes from like Australia or New Zealand somewhere. So there you go. That explains it. But I also thought it was a sloth. Oh. All right, mouse, come on. Damn it. All right, so what do you guys want to talk about? Do you want me to look at TMZ and we can check and see? I never got to see the Britney Spears knife dance. I saw a little bit on a, hey, Striker Force, here on YouTube. I saw a little clip that, oh, Molly, somebody played a clip of Molly, I think it was Queen Bee, doing her own interpretation of the knife dance. And I have to say, my God, Britney Spears, her body, holy shit, she looks fantastic. Fantastic. And this is going to sound weird, but I actually considered, God, is that hard to do? Because, of course, you know, Molly, who definitely does not have a body like Britney Spears, was doing her interpretive knife dance, getting her, you know, knife dance groove on, and talked about how hard it was. Now, that I wasn't quite sure about. The only reason I didn't was because I am the biggest klutz and slob in the world. It is not uncommon for me to have to change my pajamas twice in one night because I take a shower in the evening and then I put pajamas on, and you know, at some point I'll either eat cereal or, you know, some other thing that's really not food for dinner, and I spill shit all over myself. I'm so bad that way. And I'm a klutz. So the only reason I didn't do the knife dance to see if it is in fact difficult to do was because I'm not trying to lose a digit or get stitches, etc. So I would like to I kind of would like to see the original in its entirety. Now, would I get sorry, I'm just reading I'm reading some of y'all's the longer chats. Hey, yep. How you doing? You've broken bones in front of people? Oh shit. As long as they didn't like see there's certain public wipeouts are easier to deal with, I would imagine. I've never broken a bone. My husband and I were talking about that last night. I've never broken a bone. My son never broke a bone, despite playing sports always. My husband has broken a bone, but that was when he played football in high school. Come on. Let's see. Let me read this. What does this say? Test run a joint channel. Huh, that's a good idea. I actually have a notebook where I do that. I jot down ideas. Typically you just see these like scraps of paper all over my house with, various things I've scribbled. But then it's right here. I keep this on because it's not real big, and I keep it on my couch where the sticky notes all get like aggregated here, and then I keep them for when I'm not sure what I want to talk about. Hey Kit, how are you? Okay, I will. I will show them. I can find Britney if somebody can find Molly, because I don't remember. Hey Nessie, how are you? Well, thank you so much. I've broken the bank. I've broken my ass and the bank. And what's funny? All right, I am finally at the end of the chat. What's funny is the only times I've really ever stumbled badly in public, flip-flops, always. One time was going up some stairs in flip-flops, and there was another time in like a slide kind of a situation. Truth hurts. I was just wondering this myself, because since I've already done one of the other verboten things, okay, kinkajou, not kinkajou. Okay. Oh, it's also known as a honey bear. Hi, Lost Hope. Okay, that's all right. There you go. Kinkajou, honey bear. All righty. Yeah, I mean, I think I've never, but I heard she was back. Is she back on that life coaching or the kids life coaching channel? Doesn't she have one of those? But yeah, I don't know if it's wise to tempt the fate. Tempt fate and the YouTube gods. Although it literally would only be a couple seconds. All right, I'm going to pull up Google and oh, actually, Britney's was on TMZ. So I'm over in the other window on TMZ. Oh my God, look at that. Wow. Ooh, damn. She just dropped a big ass dime on JT. Oh, Lord have mercy. Do you know he was in I forgot that movie I told y'all was so good? Reptile. He played the male lead. He wasn't bad. Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to find all right, let me just search on TMZ. She came up first, but it was about God, look at this here. Let me share it. Present, share screen, TMZ, share. Okay. Look at this. Britney Spears' memoir, Justin Timberlake Got Me Pregnant. Both agreed to have an abortion. Well, boy, we're just putting that right on out there. Justin Timberlake got her pregnant, and after some heart-wrenching discussions, they agreed she would get an abortion. I wonder how old she was. Britney felt Justin was the love of her life when they were together around late 2000. Boy, they were both just, she really doesn't look that much different. He doesn't either. He just looks more grown up. Oh, God. This right here, survey says, no, never, under any circumstances, for any reason. That's a great picture. But what? It's weird. They don't give her. Oh, okay. October 24th. That's the cover. I love that picture. She looks amazing. The woman in me. All righty. So everybody mark your calendars if you're interested in reading Britney's memoir, The Woman in Me, comes out October. Oh my God, speaking of dates, do we not have a hold on, I'm looking for the knife dance right now. Shit. It's so hard to type with these nails. Knife dance, baby. Is tomorrow not a very important day in the halls of justice? Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh no, not the Spanish well, you know what? We don't need to listen to it, do we? No, wait a minute. That was weird. Why did it go to here we go. All right. Oh, shock. This called in a welfare check? That is shocking. Now, come on now. Is that not a... Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Shall we watch this? Hey, holla. How you doing? Y'all, is this going to be a problem for me if I play this from TMZ? Should I try and find it somewhere else? Because honestly, I don't know. I've never played anything from there before. Does anybody know? What is it that she was? Oh no, I haven't looked at her Instagram. Should I look at that? Should we look at her Instagram? Maybe that's a better. Can I do that without logging in? Oh, Wise Angel, you're not a fan of The popcorn man. You know, it's funny. I have watched him, never at length, but I don't know. I guess because I never have watched him at length, I never, like, he just didn't, he made no impression on me at all in any sort of way. He just seemed to be like this innocuous somebody who talks about celebrity shit. But then I've started to see that a lot of people don't care for him. So oh God, go to CR. Okay, what's CR? But yes, I have seen that. Okay, Cinema Shogun. Okay, I do like him, and I watch him when it comes up. I guess I'm not sub to him. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking we shouldn't do TMZ. I think Harvey can be, Harvey can be. He is a lawyer after all, so probably not the one to. But what? Yeah, what's the deal? Like, why do people have problems with the Popcorn Planet dude? I saw that he was stepping away for a little while because of eye. He's got to have eye surgery or something. I guess he had surgery and then something went wrong and now he needs more surgery. Hold on, I'm just gonna go back to Google and. Well, actually, I'll just get rid of that whole tab and I'll open up another one. All right, so let's pull up Cinema Shogun, especially if he talked about it several days ago. Oops. No, I need to open up another YouTube tab. All righty, there we go. Yeah, because when did this happen? God, it's been at least 2 weeks. So hopefully he would not be opposed to me borrowing one of his videos from a few weeks back. All right, let's see. There's his channel. He doesn't ever do lives, does he? All right, I'm scrolling through his channel looking for, okay. Speeding and driving, that's a Britney video. I don't think it's that one. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Oh yeah, this is it. Damn. God, does she still have her show in Vegas? Wasn't she a permanent act in Vegas? Hold on, let me get rid of that. All right, oh wait, that was 7 days ago. Oh yeah, she definitely likes to dance for the camera. Shit, if I look like that, I'd be oh, here we go. We'll do the one from 2 weeks ago. I think that's okay. One of them she's got on. Oh, there. Okay. Oh, she did two days in a row, apparently. One, she's got on an orange polka dot crop top with white bottoms. And this one, okay, we'll do this one because I like this better on her. Okay, I'm going to put his link in the chat. Share, copy. Okay. All right, so there's Cinema Shogun's link in the chat. Please check him out. He does all kinds of, celebrity and current events. I particularly enjoyed his oh, wait a minute. I'm just pulling it up. So okay. Yeah, I particularly enjoyed his Zav Girl videos after she, did what's her does anybody know what Britney Spears, what's her diagnosis? Does she have bipolar, borderline? I know I remember when they ended the conservatorship. That, God, you know, it seems to me like she's probably always like she's always had these things, I'm sure. And as she got more famous and older, I think those things don't play well together. And it just became more. I mean, I very much remember when she shaved her head. I was there for the Kevin Federline days. Like, oh yes, I remember all that. I think she's probably got multiple. Oh, listen, truth hurts. I feel the same way. There is a song, one of her off her one of her very early albums. I don't know if it was her first, but oh God. And I will still play that song. It's in my iTunes, and I will still jam out to that song. Is it Toxic? Yes, Toxic. Oh my God, I love that song. She's some of her. I haven't heard anything of late that she's done, but her old school stuff, love. Okay, so let's watch Brit. Brit. Can I call you Brit? Let's watch Brit doing a gosh, this is almost like the DM. This kind of reminds me of like when you go to Benihana or one of those places where they, everything, throw flicking shrimp at you. That's what this reminds me of. Like it's an interactive experience. And she I'm just, she needs to take this act to Benihana. And, I'm sure those chefs get bored with the same old people all the time, just sitting there and, rapt fascination, watching them, make fried rice and flick shrimp. Yeah, Brittany, consider, maybe doing a little rehearsal at the local Benihana. Jump right now. That would be something to see, girl. You can take your knives. We can, right after they put the oil on the cooktop, girl. You just get on up there and she can try and do the hot oil dance while chopping up shrimp for your fried rice. Hey, Cece Jones. Oh, what? Listen, Cece Jones, the bushes, the front row, it's all the same. Just think of this as Benihana. All right, let's watch Brit. Brittany, what kind of knives do you prefer? Like, I'm a Hinkles girl myself, so I just, what was that? Do y'all remember that damn infomercial back in the day? The Ginsu knives. A clone. Well, I don't want anything from the neck up, but if they're cloning, I'll take the neck down. Oh, for God's sake. Does anybody know, does she do in her act in Vegas, does she do any kind of like Benihana interactive knife dance? Like, is this part of her? Does she juggle? Does she, I mean, I'm just trying to like suss out, was this for any like, is this performance art or is this just the crazy or a little bit of both? Well, Cinema Shogun, I got to tell you, I mean, I I've got to think that just about anything could be possible where she's concerned. Can you imagine, y'all, how difficult it's got to be when you are either a friend or a loved one of a Britney Spears who clearly has got diagnosed mental conditions going on, but you've got the added problem that she is a huge celebrity, and you know that she's got all kinds of yes men who will do whatever she wants and go along with whatever bullshit she's saying because they want to be close to her. Okay, so am I understanding this? Cinema Shogun is not a fan of Britney. That's what I'm getting. Do you know what I thought? Well, I'm not going to say first because the first thing I thought was, damn, that bitch looks good. The second thing I thought is, why does she have knives? But I cannot be the only person who looks at this and is looking behind her and saying, girl, like, what the hell? When's the last time you updated your house? Tell me this is a rental. I mean, she's got these big old school floor tiles. She's got what looks like fake plastic plants behind her. Girl, those runners are those carpet runners, very dangerous. When you're putting them on top of other carpet, do not go near that runner with those machetes in your hands. Please. The pillar on the inside, what the hell is this place? Please tell me this is a rental and that this is not her house, because if it is her house, then this points to more serious concerns than even the knives, because she doesn't, it's just so dated. Everything about this place looks incredibly dated. And if she were just a normal person like you and me, I wouldn't really think much about it. But seeing as she's not, and she's, I'm assuming, still quite wealthy, it's very strange to me that she is living in some place that looks like it's 20 years ago. But that's just me being a petty Betty. What do I expect more from you? Cinema, same as a drug. Is he talking some Illuminati bullshit? Is that what he's talking about? Because I don't. Y'all, there is a fascinating podcast called shit. I'll have to go into my podcast app, and it's not on this device I have in front of me. I think it's just called Conspiracy. At any rate, it's a man and a woman that host it together, and every week they take something that's the subject of controversy and like a conspiracy and discuss it and give you all the background on it. Like one episode was all about the Denver airport and all the symbolism contained within the Denver airport, everything from the way it's laid out that they said looks like a swastika to the artwork and the murals that are in the airport to what goes on under the airport. One was Bohemian Groves, which is long thought to be a bastion slash playground of the highest ranking members of the Illuminati. One was the Illuminati. I'll check for you guys and get the exact name of the podcast, but it's fascinating. And if you like that kind of stuff, I highly recommend it. They don't look fake. Come on, girl. There we go. Bring it. Woo! Damn. Um, Brittany, listen, if you would like to share, listen, let's turn this frown upside down. Let's turn this, controversy. Girl, this is a damn diet plan right here. Holy shit. She looks phenomenal. I know she's younger than me, but hold on. I'm gonna check and see how old our girl is. Because let me tell you something. I don't know what she's doing, but whatever she's doing, I mean, she's doing something right. And I find it hard to believe that this is just from clean living. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know, but I think that if I looked like that, I would take my knife dancing and I would sell that as a damn diet plan, like a workout, an exercise plan. All right, Brittany, how old are you? Come on, girl. Okay, she's 41. So she's okay, Britt. You've still got a few. Yeah, well, depending on a lot of things, she's probably not met menopause yet, but yeah, she for 41, I don't care what age she listen, you know what's sad, you guys? And I tell my husband, actually, my husband tells me this all the time. I'm lucky. I have very fast metabolism. But one side of my family does not at all. Thankfully, I, took after the other side. But there are high school girls who are in far worse shape than me. And that should never be. It should never, and I'm not doing anything to help myself. I don't work out. I should, but I don't. Not anymore. But it's crazy how even when these kids are at what should be the height of their metabolic wonder years, like when you're in high school, you should be able to eat pretty much anything and not gain significant amounts of weight because your metabolism should be super fast. But because these kids don't eat anything but processed shit, and I mean, there is something very wrong when a woman my age, and not just me, many women my age are more in shape than high school kids. Not this one, though. I mean, honest to God, I think Britney should try and market whatever this knife dancing situation is. Do it, Britney. Oh, that girl. Oh, God. Britney. has there been a poll in your past anywhere? Girl, definitely there could be one in your future. Does she do that in her act in Vegas? I can't get over how amazing she looks. Listen, we got to talk about this, okay? While your body looks phenomenal, your tan situation, there is no excuse for that. Girl, I pay more attention to my tan, my fake tan, and you also need to. Do y'all notice everything from the kneecap down is a completely different color than the rest of her? Brittany, I know you have an assistant. Hell, I make my husband do it for me. And even if there's no reason for that, Brittany. So I am the American judge is definitely deducting points for the spray tan situation we got going on there. This isn't just one, like, like my hands are always a giveaway. But damn, girl, like everything from the kneecap down. Come on, Brittany, I expect more from you. I agree. My God, I need to see some more of that. Hold on. Okay, Brittany, girl. There we go. Get some more. We're gonna go. What? For face? Women's brain power. Activate. Listen, not only am I very impressed that she did not lose a digit and there's no blood, not that I've seen yet, very not impressed with that tan situation from kneecaps down. I am I am very impressed that she managed to keep that microscopic bikini bottom in place for the most part. And there's no tape that's doing that. So that is also impressive. He's British, right on out there. So they do. I didn't know. Oh, well, I guess it would make sense that she is in the entertainment industry. So yeah, if she wanted, she could. There is actually, I think it's still there. There's a place in Hollywood uh, that is just a giant prop warehouse where all of the stylist and the set designers go to style, sets on movies and whatnot. So now this outfit, Brittany, I'm orange polka dots, really? I could, I could, uh, I could deal with the orange polka dots if we had a bottom on that matched, because these two things don't even like. Yeah, it's very odd. Oh, look at her little dog behind her, little Maltese. Well, okay, I don't think they're okay. Wait, here's a little more. Let's see if she's got some very oddly placed tattoos. that are, it's funny because they're like little teeny weeny tiny. Well, let's see. There was one more. So yeah, if I'm her, oh, let's watch this. Oh God, there's lots of knife dances. 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Should we watch the one? Hello? Wait a minute. I didn't share it? Wait, so I've just been talking this whole time? Oh, I see it now. I'm glad I didn't have my phone on silent. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Now I'm about to fall out of my chair. I'm going to need Brittany's knives to come and cut me so you can stitch me up. Okay. Kids, next we're going to play charades. Oh, my God. Listen, how many times have I done that? We have to come up with a better system. Honey! Honey! I know he can hear me. I do have another monitor in my garage. I'm pretty sure we're going to need it. Oh, God. Yeah, I've done this before. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Oh. I play a mean game of charades. Oh my God. Do y'all still want to see Brittany, or was me doing it? Hold on. Hold on. I promise I'm coming right back. I'm not going in the other window. Give me one. Okay. I feel like I owe you guys something now. Take that, Molly Go Lightly. And you didn't do your knife dance in these. That was hilarious. My husband is out there like, why is she taking steak knives? I had them in my back pockets. Oh shit, these have holes in them too. Damn, that could have been a disaster. Okay. That's my Britney Spears, Molly Go Lightly inspired. You know, I would not dare try that with machetes. I just wouldn't. That was rather bold. Shit, I'm trying to get my shoe back. Can you imagine explaining that? Emergency room trip. Ma'am, what brings you into the emergency room today? Well, yes, my husband does. He's got my toe. He's got it in that Ziploc bag over there. Yeah. Oh, well, we stopped at the 7-Eleven and we got a big gulp cup. We filled it up with that little chipped ice that everyone loves so much. Yeah. Because I heard that, if you keep it cold, you can reattach it. I was doing, yes. Oh, you've never seen me? Yeah, I'm a YouTube celebrity. Yeah, I was doing I spent 10 minutes talking about a video that nobody could see. Oh, so yes, I very much looked like the subject of the video because I think she does. I think she talks to people who can't they don't hear or see either. So yes, I decided, to make up for the fact that I wasted their time talking to myself. I decided to do my own version of the Britney Spears knife dance. Yeah. Yes, I did do it in 4-inch heels. Oh, those are more than, let's see. Maybe close to 5. Yeah. Well, Molly, I might have to take back what I said. Oh. Oh God. Oh, Liza. Liza, all I can say is rewind. Like, maybe you'll know when you're at the good part. I'd say about 5 minutes, maybe. Back her on up. Oh, you want me to go back and read them after the live? You know what I do, you guys? I always go back and watch the lives because that's how I know when there are things that need to, like if I see something and it annoys the shit out of me, oh God, why do I have a feeling that's going to get clipped? Oh God. Yeah, so when trust me when I tell you that I know I play with my hair all the time. And I hate it. When I rewatch, that is one of the things I always do that makes me nuts. And that's why I watch them, because I try and, I want to see if there's something that, oh, that sounded bad, or that looked bad. Not a good look. But the one thing I never do is I don't go back and look at the chat because that's just more time. So, but I probably should on this one. I wonder how long I would have gone on if I hadn't gotten that call. Do you guys remember when I did it before? What was that one? Oh, it was Betty, and I was reviewing some. If I think about it long enough, I'll be able to remember what it was. But yes, I was reviewing Betty, and I was giving her the business, and yeah, nobody could see it, and and naturally, I was just ignoring my phone. Hold on, let me read this. But I'm so glad that I got that emergency phone call. Oh God, that was, something tells me that when I go back and watch that, I might, well, it's either going to go one of two ways. I'm either going to learn how to edit very quickly. No, I won't. No, I'll just leave it out there, and I'm either gonna think, well, damn, girl, you still got it, or I'm gonna say, oh my God, you really should stop, look, and listen. Yeah, so here's how we're gonna avoid this in the future from happening. Um, when I went out there to get my props, I said, "Honey, could you get that other monitor that's up?" And we're going to put two monitors up here, and oh, that means I'm going to have to find. Oh, I have plenty of room. This is a credenza that's sitting in front of. Depends. You want me to do a damn Depends commercial? No. Who did I hear? Was it Kathy Lee Gifford? I think Kathy Lee Gifford back in the day when she started doing those Depends commercials, she was getting shit from people. Oh, that was probably a poor choice of word. Yeah, people were ragging on her for doing them. And she made a really funny joke and said something about if you knew how much I was making for those commercials, you'd say, "Throw me a diaper, throw me a big girl pull up." Oh God, yeah, y'all, I see the. I guess I have this set to where only the exceptions come through on the text. I clearly need to go back and look at that because the only thing that got my attention was when it rang. Oh, oh yes, Rihanna. That's yeah. Do you think there's a Las Vegas? I've typically the last time I went to Vegas, I said I never needed to go back because it was my third time there. But if I said if I ever did go back, I would be staying. I typically stay at the Venetian. I said if I was ever going back, um, I would stay at the Bellagio. But if either one of them want to consider giving me, my own show. I mean, I don't need to become a permanent act right away, and I'm not sure what the act would be, but I think I just showed that I'm very skilled at steak knife dancing. Oh God. Can you imagine if I'd fallen in here? I'm really surprised that I didn't because I promise you it's been a very long time. Well, I mean, I've never knife danced. And it's been a very long time since like my husband and I don't go to bars anymore and dance. So I'm actually, I'm glad I didn't break a bone or lose a digit. But I have to say now, and Molly used big old machetes. So and she's, I mean, Molly's tits, one of them is bigger than my head. So I think I'm going to give her a little more credit than I did because now, of course, I don't know. Did she do the spin move like I did? And I don't think she was wearing heels. So my knives may have been smaller, but my heels were much higher. And I did it on carpet, on an area rug, a wool area rug, which doesn't have a lot of, whatever her. But tell me, where do you think Britney Spears was when she did that? That cannot be her house. If it is, she hasn't updated her house since her kids were born. I mean, it just was so weird. Y'all, fake plastic plants are are no longer, they are very passe. I never had plastic plants, but in my living area, they're all the way around the living room. There's a very, I've got vaulted ceilings, but I've got a very tall, what they called like a plant shelf. And years ago, when the house was all repainted, I got rid of any kind of thing that was up there. I put anything that I wanted to keep. Like I had a really big, tall, tropical tree, like bird of paradise. It was a huge palm and this really pretty, like it was pretty, but it just, none of it went anymore. That I put out on I had two of them. I put one on my front porch because it's, it's all covered and it doesn't rain or none of the elements come in. But like just looking at that, which video do you want me to show? Mine that, am I on, did I make TMZ? Like, did I break the internet? Oh, my mother-in-law listens to me. Hi. Never live. If she does, it's just by mistake. Well, let's just say this. If she ever catches me live, she won't realize it. She'll just think that she, clicked on a video. I would imagine I'm going to be getting a call after this one. Yeah. This will be the one time when my mother decides, oh, honey, what is that thing you do? What is that you do online? What, that YouTube? Yeah. What do you do on there? Not, Mom, this is not the one. Ooh, there's a new name, Rock Salted. Oh, okay. I'm going to show you. Let's look. Let me go to the history. And I think it was the first one. Yeah. All right. I'm going to pull this up. I promise I'm coming. I'm not only am I coming back, I'm going to watch this with you. Because, and what I want you to pay attention to is, okay, hold on. I think we're at the exact spot. All right. Now, please look at, obviously you're going to look at her first because she looks amazing. She's got a little crazy eyes going on, but I think I've already went on at length about how fantastic I think she looks. Now you're actually going to get to see her and judge for yourself. But, well, Nancy, you are quite welcome. But in addition, like after you get past how phenomenal she looks, I want you to look behind her and tell me that it just cannot be her house. There's no way. All right. So, ooh, present. Yes, that's what I neglected to do the last time. Okay, here we go. All right, kids. Behold, Britney, the original, the creator of the knife dance that I just reenacted. Here, let me full screen it. Okay, before I start it again. Can you see this? I mean, it's like, where the hell is she? Shears? There's sheer curtains on the windows. Come again? Oh, we had that shit when I was in middle school, high school. So we've got the sheer curtains. We've got, can you see this right here? That's some kind of like fake looking arrangement. We've definitely got a plastic, some kind of palm, like a banana leaf palm situation going on. I would be surprised if that thing is not in some kind of fake brass bucket. Even these floor tiles are, they just don't, there's nothing wrong with them. They just don't look real modern. There's a weird, like, all right, now let me see if I can remember this from humanities class. Columns are, there's a Doric column. I think there's a Gothic column. Whatever it is, it doesn't belong in her living room or whatever that is. It's just weird. Even, I think there's a step down here. Like, oh my God, there is. This is like what we used to call back in the day a sunken living room. I mean, just based on all of that, I swear to you, I would put this in the 80s somewhere. Oh, which live? Oh, I was reacting to all kinds of this video. Y'all just had to use your imagination. Oh, see, I knew that. I knew this was going to get clipped. Well, much like Britney is obviously very proud of her body, and shit, I'm proud of her body. I am proud of my knife dance. So you just go right on ahead, okay? And if you could put it to music, oh my God, if you could put a Britney Spears song behind, that would be amazing. Okay, so carry on, Britney.
To believe that the knives that Britney was dancing with were real.
If y'all look, you're not going to be able to. Oh God, that is concerning. When you get a little bit more of a wider shot, what I was talking about with her tan, look from her kneecap down. I mean, her feet are filthy looking. Girl, I mean, don't you have people to clean that place? Or are you out? That's what my husband calls Pickwick feet. Back in the day, we don't have it anymore, but in Florida, we used to have it was just like a 7-Eleven, but it was called Pickwick. And yeah, when you've got dirty feet, my husband calls them Pickwick feet. Brittany's got Pickwick feet in this. Hell, Brittany, you mean to tell me you don't have an assistant who's like waiting in the wings with a bucket of soapy water to come and, wash your feet? I would.
Real, just because 5 hours after posting the video and getting a lot of pushback, Britney decided to post the caption that the knives were fake. So I find it funny that people think that Britney's a clone, but they believe that these knives are fake. People believe that these are body doubles doing these knife dances, yet they believe the knives are
her physique.
Fake. People believe that Britney's dead and that her team are controlling her Instagram, yet they believe that the knives are fake. So which one is it? What are you going to believe? I know one thing. I'm not going to believe the word of a mentally ill, lying narcissist over my own eyes and ears. You can see the knives are real. You can hear that the knives are real. All you have to do is use your observation.
Interpretive knife dance. It is no joke, sir. Take it from me. Hell, maybe Cinema Shogun. Like, just grab some steak knives and just, take a spin around your kitchen. It's harder than it looks.
Operational skills. But people will throw all common logic to the wind. They will They will literally ignore what they see with their own eyes. They will ignore what they hear with their own ears simply because Britney Spears, a possible clone body double zombie, posted that the knives are fake. It's so bizarre to me.
Even
Out
if
of
they
all
were
of the
fake.
things in the world these Britney Spears fans believe, they have a hard time believing that the knives are real when they're literally, obviously real. But Britney messed up. She posted yet another video dancing around with these knives. Now, this time, she's taking the butcher knives and smacking them against her butt cheeks. Totally safe, totally sane. All of the sane women I know, they dance around with butcher knives in their living room every day. There's a reason why I'm always in my office. You never know if the lady I had over last night may be performing a ritual knife dance up front. And the last thing I need is to get sliced. But yeah,
that is like.
but anyways, Britney posted a new knife dance. Okay, now I'm assuming this knife dance was filmed, and you can hear that they're real. And it's so funny to me because it's like when a kid tries to lie to their parent. And the parent's like, listen, I was a kid before. I know your little kid mind thinks you're going to get away with this lie, but I'm an adult and I can see straight through it and I know you're lying. Same thing with Britney. She's mentally ill. She knows her fans are a lot of.
I think she's just, she's very enthusiastic. Oh, I forgot. Now that conservatorship is completely done nowadays, right? Isn't that it's all over? She's got, oh God, the sun's starting to make its way this way. She's in charge of her own finances now, isn't she? Oh, won't that be interesting? Does anybody know, did she was she good about her Las Vegas show? Like, did she fulfill her commitment to be on time and give a full, people pay a lot of money to go to those shows. I'm trying to remember. The last time I was there, I saw Cirque du Soleil, Michael Jackson 1, which was fantastic. I had seen one Cirque du Soleil. What was it? And it came somewhat local to me in Florida. This was 20 years ago. Hey, Jasmina. So yes, nonsense. That's all you need. Go get yourself a bikini that's at least 2 sizes too small on the bottom. And get some big old knives. But I thought, you've seen one Cirque du Soleil, you've seen them all. But there was only a couple that we could make work with the time frame that we were going to be there. And I had always heard that the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil was fantastic. And it was. And I would highly recommend it to anyone. That was at Mandalay. I think it was in Mandalay Bay. No. It was either at the MGM Grand or somewhere very close to the MGM Grand, but decent. And we had decent seats. I mean, we were not right in the front, but we weren't too far back. And I think those tickets were, I want to say they were like 175 or 200 a person. And it's not a real long, that show's not real long, but that is not at all uncommon for, and in fact, some shows are a lot more, depending on who it is. So I would think that she couldn't listen. The last one who screwed around that they really like get away with. Oh no, actually, I'm not. I can't say that. I was going to say I think Elvis missed towards the end of his career, but he did not. He fulfilled his contract when he was the in-house act. But they typically don't let you jack around too much. Like you will fulfill that contract or pay up. Oh, are y'all one of my favorite things I saw in Vegas, and this will surprise you. When you walk down towards the old end of the strip, no, actually, okay, so like anybody who knows Vegas, like the Venetian and the Treasure Island and whatnot, they're all kind of, they're near the fashion show mall. If you were to walk out of the Venetian and make a left, I don't know which direction they run, but as you go down, maybe not quite as far as Paris, but it's a little ways down. There's a point where you take an escalator to get up to the street, kind of like the street stops and you take this elevator and then you're going to go back down again. But when you come out, the last few times I was in Vegas, they were starting to have a really bad problem on the strip with a lot of homeless and vagrants, and aggressive, not just hanging out. I'm talking like aggressive panhandlers. In fact, I told my husband the last time, because the last time I went, it was just me and a girlfriend. She had her in-laws had a home there that was being sold, and we went out to help, get it ready to be sold. I just want to keep her company, basically. And when I came home, I told my husband, I said, the strip's getting rough. Like I was even, it was the only time that I had felt at all like kind of uneasy in the evening, and it wasn't late at night. But when my husband and I were there was a guy when we were getting off that escalator, and I guess, I can see why they would congregate there, because you basically have no choice. You're going to run right into what's in front of you. So there's a dude sitting down on the sidewalk, and he looks dirty, and he's, and he had a sign that he had made, and he said, I need money for weed, and I think it said need money for weed and beer. Why lie? I gave him $5. I was like, sir, I appreciate your honesty. And I probably wasn't the only one, because I just don't give money to people panhandling. Not because I don't feel badly for many of them. Just by virtue of the fact that you've got to ask other people for money. Yes, a lot of them are lazy and need to, if they put that much effort into getting a job. I wonder if anybody's told them about YouTube. A lot of people specialize in that on here. It's like, oh, and you can even sit in the air conditioning and grift. But I just, I don't think it's safe. Not as a woman alone. I just don't. But I've, we've bought people food before and things like that. But that dude, I was like, okay, well, you cannot believe some of the things that because in Florida, it's very much, anybody who lives here knows we have a very large homeless problem. It doesn't matter where you live. This is a very transient state. It's also why so many serial killers or just, not serial killers have ties to Florida, because it's pretty much warm year round. Our weather, especially if you're, if you're homeless. I mean, I'd rather be homeless in the heat than homeless in the snow. So, but truly, think about all the major serial killers through, the recent decades. Most of them have some tie to Florida. But I've seen some. I've seen someone who I certainly thought was a double amputee, but turned out was not. And I was like, damn, are you kidding me? There has got to be an easier way to make a buck. I mean, wow. Oh, God. Well, what do you guys want to... All right, what's today? Today is Tuesday. I'm definitely not here tomorrow because I have a friend's coming over who is... Everybody needs a friend like this. Number one, I mean, besides her other amazing qualities, but number one, she, and I swear to God, it's true. This is going to sound nuts, but it is absolutely the truth. Two of her favorite things to do in the world, because she says it not only does it relax her, it gives her, how did she put it the other day? It was so funny. She finds deep gratification in cleaning. And I'm like, yeah, me? No. I do it because I need to. Do I get gratification from it? No, I do enjoy, I will say, I do enjoy once, everything's mopped and vacuumed and dusted, and then I can sit down and, just watch TV. I do very much enjoy looking around and seeing that it's clean. Yes, I like that. Do I get deep gratification from it? No. And not only cleaning, organizing. Her organization has organization. It's every single thing in her house, from paper clips to, bigger things. Everything is organized and has a place. And 95% of the time, it's probably labeled. So I said, look, I need to get this guest room and office closet situations. Ugh. There's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to go. There's things that need to get rotated someplace where I don't need them to be as accessible. It's just, oh my God, it's just a lot. It's so much. And I mean, honest to God, my guest room looks like a storage unit right now. And she said, didn't we just do that? And I said, well, we didn't just do it. To her, it probably is just doing it, but it was, it's been several months. But I knew that she's just really good at that. I mean, and I can do it. It's not that I can't. Here's what's great about committing. I know that once and being who she is, the minute it left my mouth, she said, okay, the week of let's just schedule it now while you're here, because I stayed the night with her about a week ago. And she said, let's just schedule it now while you're here. Otherwise, we're not going to get it done. And I'm like, okay. So I looked on the calendar. I'm like, oh, she's coming tomorrow. And the reason that I knew once I committed to having her come over and do this, she will not let me do what I do when it's just me, which is I'll start, I get overwhelmed, and I'll get maybe half of it done and say, F this, I'll do the rest later. And then that part not only doesn't get put back to where it was, it's so I thought I need her to come over, because she will not, there will be no quitting until it's done. And even if I throw my hands up and say, I'm done, she will not leave until it's finished. But I don't mind. It's easier for me to do when I have somebody to help me with it. So, but yes, that's tomorrow. And oh, it's going to be a lot. It is. I'm like, oh God, because everything, she's one of these that, and she's right. Everything, she's going to make me take every single thing out of there, not furniture, but every single thing that can be taken out is going to be taken out. Then it's going to get organized. Then it's going to go back. And yeah, so that's tomorrow. So I definitely am not here tomorrow. I don't think I have, let me just see. I don't think I have anything else this week. No, I don't. So we will reconvene on probably Thursday. What do you think we should do? Oh, we might have Betty news for Thursday. Shit. I wonder if tomorrow is do we think the judge is going to open up the Zoom hearing again? You know what? I have a feeling that even if he was inclined, I have a feeling that, well, let's just say this. If I was her, there's no way in hell I would want people on YouTube to be able to watch me fall on my face. So if given the choice, I'm sure I know what I'd do if I was her. And oh, Deanna, what did I say? Oh, clean and then organize. That's the two things she loves to do. One is clean, two is organize. And I honestly, I don't know. I think she loves them both in equal measure. I'm telling you, she is one of these people who is so clean and so organized that I feel inadequate when she comes to my house. I'm not even kidding. Her house is so clean. I would like lick her floors in any room and not think twice about it, because I know that they are sterile. There are probably operating rooms that are not as clean as her house, but it's funny. She's really good. When I say it makes me feel inadequate, it's not because of anything she does, but I know that like she'll come over and sit down on my couch, and I know that there's got to be things that she sees that's like, oh, if I could just label that and put it over there. So we might, well, let's just say this. If we do not have court news to go over, because my understanding is this is the day that what did she call it? It's in essence, it's the same as a bill of particulars. So she opted instead to get a different title because it made her feel better, I guess, like she was winning something. Okay, fine, have it, because it means the same thing. So her rewritten lawsuit is due. Well, I thought it was due the 12th, but there's court tomorrow. Nonetheless, there's court tomorrow. That I know. And I don't know if there's any more motions. And if history repeats, she will do what she's done the last few times when a response is required to a motion or a ruling on a motion. She will wait until the day before, probably within, didn't she file something the last time in the middle of the night? Yeah, I mean, and I think that's done for multiple reasons, not the least of which is she just doesn't know what the hell she's doing. But it's going to be very interesting. I have a feeling that it's going to remain closed to the public, which I hate. And it never would have happened had someone not decided to, record it. Then it wouldn't be an issue, because judges, the courts are supposed to be open. And I have no doubt they would have remained, the Zoom would have been accessible to anyone who cared to watch had the judge's directive not been totally ignored. So that is why. So for anybody who maybe, doesn't know about these things, normally her just saying, oh, I don't want people from YouTube watching this. Well, you heard like the very first time when that person recorded the hearing, she said to the judge something about, well, I don't know any of those people. And, she didn't want them there. And the judge was like, well, ma'am, that you see those chairs there? That's what this is. You don't have to know them. Courts are, anybody can come and listen. But because his orders were defied, there is now the standing to be able to say that. That's why it wasn't allowed to proceed forward, because they don't want to compromise, anything going on in the case. But oh yeah, she's no one from her side. That's what she said. Yeah. Oh, what did Don and Candace have court for? Oh, of course she says it's completed and it's full of fireworks. Listen, we all know she's got a strategy, okay? And what the strategy is not and does not involve is her fine steel trap of a legal mind. Yeah, no. She's employing a strategy. So, but I will anxiously await her because that she will not be able to. She can't do anything. Lori, I believe that the only thing that has to be done in person is the motion for the protective order that she asked for. And that is going to be, I guess that will be decided at a future date. But everything else is, going to be done on Zoom. And SoFlo, I absolutely believe that she will wait until, 5 minutes before the end of the day. And I don't mean the business day, but the end of the day, because she won't want anybody from YouTube being able to download it off of the docket. But that is absolutely going to be available for the reading pleasure and enjoyment of all of us. So I will anxiously await her lawsuit full of fireworks. That'll be and I'll go ahead and give it to her. It probably will be full of fireworks. If by fireworks she means salacious drama bullshit allegations that she cannot prove. So if that's what she means by fireworks, then she is probably correct. So we shall see. Oh, I thought that was a done deal. I mean, I really don't keep up with them anymore, just because there really hasn't been much going on, and all of the, that's a very that's a very, very toxic community, and I don't want any part of it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see all of the above. All right, kids. So if we don't have lawsuit things to talk about on Thursday, hey, Forgotten Whispers, I appreciate that. I feel bad. I'm leaving the minute you walked in. Were you watching my interpretive knife dance? You'll enjoy that. It's probably about a half hour back. Just look for the part where I'm like twirling around my office, holding these steak knives. I am reenacting Molly Golightly, reenacting Britney Spears. Benihana. You want shrimp in your fried rice? Oh God. It's going to be great is, can I tell you how she, even though she's probably never written a thank you note in her life, she should learn how to, and she should send she being Betty, should send Outlaw Trucker a thank you note, because had we been able to watch live her mad legal skills, oh God, that I'd have stayed up all night long reviewing that one if that's what it took. I would. Hopefully we can get back to a place where that will happen, where it'll get opened up again. And hey, maybe tomorrow it will be. I don't know. The only person I can see that would not want that to happen is Betty. Because if I was Betty, I wouldn't want people to see how inept I was. I mean, it's one thing to sit in your chair and yell at people and talk shit and make people dumber than you, think that, you're some legal scholar. Okay, anybody can do that. But when the rubber meets the road and your legal skills are going to be tested, that's a whole different ballgame. And it's not YouTube court, it's real court. You've got to prove every fact you allege, you have to prove it. You don't get to just say, oh, well, I heard and someone told me and they're following me, they're tracking me. No. So I don't see any downside for QB's lawyer to not want it viewed by the public. And he may very well have a reason. I just don't know what I don't know what it is, if there is one. Her? Oh, I can come up with multiple, because she doesn't want, I mean, listen, it's going to be proven out in the documents, okay? We're going to get to read it, and the rulings on the motions are, I just would like to see it happen in real time. So she's got every reason in the world to not want the public to be able to watch via Zoom, because then you'd really see what her skill level is. So while we may not get that, we will very much be getting rulings on motions. And, if things don't go her way, and I don't expect them to me, I mean, honestly, and I'm not just saying this because I can't stand her, I do not see where she is going to prevail on anything she's alleging. I really don't. And the countersuit survived. So that means, on its face, based on the filings, it survived. If it was meritless, it would not have survived. So, my humble opinion, Betty is doing nothing but muddying. She's biding her time. She's just doing vexatious document dumps and trying to run up the bill. I mean, what does Betty have to lose? I mean, it's not like she's some well-respected figure in the community. She's not. In her own mind, she probably is. But I mean, let's get real. She's not smart enough to pay for a lawyer. So she's not out any money. She's not having to travel anywhere. So, like, Betty's got nothing to lose by doing what she's doing. And it's very much a strategy, I promise you. It's a strategy. And she'll get the dumb people discount for a little while. But judges are not stupid, and they're very well aware of things that people do, that strategies that not just pro se litigants use, but, just strategies that are used in these types of suits. And she's already been given, I don't think she's been given anything too above and beyond as far as, she's pro se, so we give her a little more time. That is very true. They do that. And that's why everybody hates a pro se litigant, because you have to do that. And it just drags the process out that much longer. even though she is held to the exact same standards as a real lawyer. But it's not, listen, it's not just pro se litigants that are given extra time to, they enlarge the time frame. They do that on both sides on the regular. They will do it. I think she'll get a little more because she's pro se, but that's not something that is exclusive to pro se litigants. I mean, think of it this way. A judge's docket is very, it's crazy. They're very filled up, and you wait a very long time in the legal process for everything. But, let's say here's the judge's docket today, and we've got all this shit on the docket. And all right, case number, bull scorn. Come on, sweet pea, get on in here. Tell me what you're pissed about today. Okay, what are we here on? Oh, you need more time? Okay. Does the defendant, or do they call it the respondent? I think in this case, they call it the defendant and the plaintiff rather than the petitioner and the respondent. Here, civil, it's petitioner respondent, but we'll just say defendant. Are you opposed to, rescheduling this matter? We'll come back and let's just say the judge has got all these other people on here, and chances are he's got, a lot of these cases are also involved, and they're only part of the way through the process, and it's a process. There's a reason it's a process. Well, if he knows that John Smith, who's on the docket after this one, is probably going to run longer, which is going to make all the rest of them run longer, and we're going to have to maybe come back again another day because further down the docket we couldn't get all these matters heard. It works in the judge's favor too, quite often, that, well, yeah, I know one side really wanted this done today and it's in their interest to let's get this shit taken care of, but this one's not ready. This one's pro se. There's no ethical problems with me enlarging the time frame another couple weeks, and it'll help further down the docket. I mean, that's just the way it works. So I would just say, y'all, as much as I hate to say it, it's a process, and get comfortable because we're just along for the ride, and we have no control over how long the ride takes. And when one of the riders thinks that she's not just on the ride, but that she built the fucking roller coaster and runs it and tells all the employees how to do it. Yeah, despite the fact that she doesn't know how to build a roller coaster, you get the picture. Yeah, it takes longer. So I'll be back on probably Thursday. If not Thursday, definitely Friday. And I'm sure we will have a lot to talk about. And I thank you guys for hanging out with me. Let me find my little... Okay. I'm looking for my exit music. All right, y'all. I will see you Thursday or Friday. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Father, you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go. Lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time it's real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, Pussycat?